Konkoya Natrasa Samaba Na Sawati Konkoya Natrasa Samaba.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Asemaba, Asemabampa. Ladies and gentlemen, Asem Kesie Aba. Yes, Asem Kesie so beba na Franka esiso. Asem ben esi. Ene the Attorney General of Ghana. Ebo modern accountability series no. Obeshia Ghana for na wodi nsem bebree bi atodwa. Na nsem ni titiru no efa Ashanti Regional Chairman Wontumi
Here alone.
ene Akpaloo and the abetua bontini. Now, clearly, and Komoya menu baba bidi. Except utinya entiasie bi se Nanado danko ekufuado ne NPP. Sene de bia mekano no. 8 years ye twe mu yombedi yenim no. They only came to fulfill the scriptures. John 10:10. The thief cometh not only to steal, but to kill and to destroy. Many about the story in how Nanado's trained boys, Wontumi and Akpaloo, defrauded Ghana, stole Ghanaians, and caused financial loss to the state. You see, I always tell the Ghanaian youth to say, follow politics, because politics is not a dirty game, but rather, if you engage yourself in partisan politics, eno ena enye. Ediana ene esiye. Very simple. And it is very shocking. Iye baba bedin komo. But before, no, welcome to Dr. Ren's TV. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please kindly do so. And also hit on the notification button so that anytime I'm about Bijnahano, menu din koma onso nsabeka, then 10. So let's go into what happened today. The Attorney General the Assembly nyinano ababeto abontini. Yebekwa kwa kuti.
Sawati Konkoya Natrasa Samaba.
Ampa asemaba mpa. Yebekwa kwa kuti Attorney General. Mama minkin kai the Attorney General adebetu jafa ora Akpaloo ho. We are meko Wontumi di en. Say Attorney General speaks. Kofi Akpaloo secretly registered Poma Universal GH Limited, deliberately designed to mimic Poma Universal GH Limited, and between December 2022 and June 2024, he, Akpaloo, who wanted to be the president of the Republic of Ghana, about to me na oka presidential candidate no. In fact, no ye independent, not there be onye independent, no the party LPG. Someha na someha. Sa no mu slogan tie. No what se Akpaloo modia defrauded Ghana. According to the Attorney General, was it between December 2022 and June 2024, he, Akpaloo, diverted 8 cocoa board checks totaling 3,169,432 cedis, 22 pesos, into his own company account. Now, there is this woman or no juma na eja cocoa board etuaneka. Na maamini company no edin ye Pomano is spelled P-O-M-A-A. Universal Ghana Limited. Universal GH Limited. Pomano P-O-M-M-A-A. P-O-M-A-A. Akpaloo created the same company, but this time around, only Pomano is spelling P-O-M-A-H. or the H, the letter H, esos. Ana o receive or divert checks and can say a comma pomano. The real company PO MAA no hono or divert call or no diana or the H aso a year a din so. I have told you, Nanadu trained Wontumi and Akpaloo to steal from the nation. No wonder the President John Mahama Eka said it was described Akufo-Addo's governance as a crime scene. Because Akufo-Addo himself, he was a person obe di gam na yehwamo pa, obe boy yen krono pa. You remember what Martin Alamisi Amidu called him? He referred to the president, ex-president Nanado, as the mother serpent of all corruption under the government. Don't forget, Al Jazeera also told Ghanaians and everybody around the world, said Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a gold mafia. So now you understand the reason why President Mahama Ka said Akufo-Addo's governance on the NPP was nothing but a crime scene. Everywhere, Chronobonkwa, everywhere, stealing galore. And this guy wanted to be president of the Republic of Ghana. Akpaloo. Hey! These people belong to the 1966 people. I will always refer you to 1966. When these non-entities cut short the glory of God, Ghana, when Nkrumah was building a great nation. And they got the chance. Forgery, defrauding, scamming, causing financial loss to the state. And when you ask them to come and account, Otilo, they ran away. Just like Ken Oforiatta, aye. This is Akpaloo's own. Yebeko Wontumi Mudiem. Now wait in somewhere. The Attorney General Kafa eye Wontumi. It is sickening. Eye disgusting. Ebusia, men follow politics blindly. Because Ikaya Yeke, eye menu mi no sika. Money is meant to build roads, hospitals, schools. Ana eye NPP fonya akwenya ome boy en krono. Di ye wuria. One person Wontumi ne din ewo baabia. Now, Attorney General said Wontumi's Farms Limited in December 2017 submitted an application for a loan of 18 million Ghana cedis, purportedly to cultivate maize on 100,000 acre farmland and employ youth on the farm. At the time, the company was not yet registered. Many will be komonim na eja yedi nkomo na wate ase. Senia obete oho ase. Ekwan a Wontumi ene NPP ewia Ghana de atie ni. Ye nyina eni mekwan a galamsey ese yensase. Ye nyina eni mekwan a galamsey ese yensuo. Enti akoba ne se ye mpanyimfo eya adwene bi se oh okay. Enam se yesi mmabunu ne mabaawa no munya adwuma nyenti no. Ano mo indulge into a illegal mining. A omre sense as in issue. Enti ene sadia substituting galamsey no. Ye di adwumakuo bi a ana bibi fufuro bi a yato din program bi a yato ni din alternative livelihood development program. Eno de kyerɛ say the farming communities no wɔn bɛba ne ama wɔn akadeɛ ɛwɔ sikasɛm mu na wɔn de akɔ into farming na wɔn ayi wɔn ani afiri illegal mining no ho na wɔn atumi ama wɔn ani akɔ kuayɔ ho na ɛno nso wɔn ayɛ de nsa akɔ wɔn ano because ɛno deɛ one very lucrative. Two, adeɛ nso a nsɛn nsase. Three, adeɛ a more dangerous. They said the otis will be called underground a pit mu mine no pit ne buagu no so no wuni sans and seminar. Me I grew up in the mining community. It is sans seminar na metate. Bones yesu mines ne buagu omo so omo koye no man babiem. Otiase. Enti abane yen hihye say ye de alternative livelihood development program beba. Na illegal mining no galamsey no. Aheden ya brenas. Na wey na wontimi send sadia. Won no bekwa kwaji asase. Na ekwan a obefa so no so benya sika no. Wabegi sika ni bi no aheden. O de abomode akwa akoye farming. Na o de employ galamsey yes no. Omo mining community no. Now, the akoba ene say wontimi kro ya ekwaje asase ono anenum okwaje bi 12 acres and osa akwaje bi nso almost about 40,000 acres. It will can 12,000 acres and 45,000 acres. Just all can in Abuma almost about 50-something thousand acres. That is in 200,000 acres. Now, okoji sansase no ewo asaren kwanta ene atebubu mpotemu wo. Ebusia tie ni ye. Mema wo the attorney general en komo a ene ono anga se die ne betie attorney general ne numu asem. But before that no, me say mema wo twa nani kakra ema wonya ntiase se ne attorney general brofo na weke kaka no anya wo kukusu ewo wani so. Na de atie ni wontimi ansa no beko akwa gibosia no or the application to mu say or register company. Na company na or register no edin de the din ye Wontumi Farms Limited. Attorney General Chra ansakra ansa wontumi registration no kra no ebe wie peyo. Na chese onu wontumi ni de wenya enkrata ama Exim Bank ejina so ama ne bosia onfa nkonkoye adwumekuo ya mene wo edi nkomo farming eti wontumi say na Attorney General kind of brofum. Wontumi's Farm Limited in December 2017 submitted an application for a loan of 18 million Ghana cedis, purportedly to cultivate maize on 100,000 acre farmland and employ youth on the farmland. At a time, the company was not yet registered. The year registered company in Impuno. Now, Wontumi akose Exim Bank for man bosia. No fendi side jumeya many would do home convoy. Now, in 2018, Sikana Wontumi kwaji or say or the babede or the bedria bro. Now watching boys near Kogalam say mono abba farming. No many be behind the tria moka. It at the time I walk off for the loan at Exim Bank no. Not unregistered a company. Company was not registered yet. Exim Bank granted him a loan. Attorney General actually Wontumi eni be bia wo ye yo emra Exim Bank shares ye tue sika loan no di amano no ano omubusa document eso de ba chese owo workers galamsey yes no wafa wo mo tue o mo ka no wontimi fail to submit a year database for workers wa employ omo a otue wo mo ka. Ladies and gentlemen, and komo ya meni wudi a very very sad as a nation, as a people. Na kwanya wontimi any fast
not yet registered. In other words, it was not in existence. In short, the company did not exist at the time of the loan application by its sole shareholder and director. Investigations established that Wontumi Farms Limited was incorporated on December 14th, 2017, and issued with a certificate to commence business on the same day. The principal business activities of the company, as stated in its corporate registration documents, are general farming, agribusiness, and agro-processing. The directors of the company are Bernard Enchibusuako and Thomas Enchibusuako, with Chairman Wontumi being the sole shareholder of the company and also listed as its company. Thomas Enchibusuako is believed to be the brother of Bernard Enchibusuako, domiciled in the United States of America.
It won't mean in your bear my friend Thomas. And Oma come on boom. And Oma Ria, my God. Natini.
The registration of the company, that is Wontumi Farms Limited, Chairman Wontumi wrote to Exim Bank that the board of directors of Wontumi Farms Limited had met on December 9th, 2017, and had resolved to seek a loan facility of 19 million from the bank to support its farm project at Asari Nkwanta in the Ashanti region under the Mining Alternative Livelihoods Initiative. The application letter stated, among others, that the credit facility was meant for a farming venture and that the company had secured 100,000 acres of land for that purpose. On January 16, 2018, based upon the application submitted by Chairman Wontumi, the chief promoter of Wontumi Farms, Exim Bank approved a medium-term loan facility of 18,734,260 Ghana cedis, which included a grant component of 6,768,260 Ghana cedis. This offer was accepted via a letter dated January 23rd, 2018, and Chairman Wontumi, acting as the Chief Executive Officer of Wontumi Farms Limited, and Thomas Enchibusuako as Director of Wontumi Farms Limited. The offer letter indicated that the approval of the medium-term loan facility was subject to the bank's terms and conditions. The loan offer letter further stated that the loan was secured with 10,000 acres of farmland of Wontumi Farms at Asari Nkwanta. The breakdown of the approved 18.7 million loan as per the offer letter was as follows. A.
And sana Attorney General my breakdown. The Attorney General actually nyina say wontimi ni onua efa kwati kwan so register company. Na yen register company ni mpo no. Omuturu mika ko Exim Bank. Say ye ko bosia. Na bosia na ye baba abeje no. Ye de baba ye agro processing. Ye de baba dua buro, ye de be farming. Ye be fa Ghana youth na. What the mining galamsey mining communities now engaging in illegal mining no. Senya illegal mining asobe de ebetwa eto obetwa na mrante ne maba wona ko into eye farming. Na farming no enye se yedo aburo no nko akeke. Yedo aburo no nso no near ade a year a friend say value to a brun for export in terms of packaging ne woni amaniama agro processing na eno ana attorney general say wontimi ni your family and friends under Akufo-Addo government. Akufo-Addo was doing family and friends. Onukra de do mre bi kra de or your family and a your girlfriends in now kofifa omo emo appointment. O me bi mu ambassadorial appointment. Na ye bi do ye be ko. Wontimi e fail to submit database and so Exim Bank etuanika. Attorney General Ebekum ENT obema a breakdown
of agricultural plant and machinery, working capital, and then grant staff costs and consultancy fees. As part of the pre-disbursement conditions of the loan, Wontumi Farms Limited was to do the following, among others: execute an equitable mortgage over the land earmarked for the project, submit a valuation report on the land to be used as collateral, execute a lease agreement over the equipment, provide a letter of undertaking from off-takers to make payments in the joint names of Ghana Exim Bank and Wontumi Farms Limited, and then finally submit copies of the contract with the National Buffer Stock Company, under which Wontumi Farms was to supply the food items to Buffer Stock. IESO.
Inti ukai owura no a Hanan a ono nso ode Buffer Stock ejasika odi biebie eye enwuma ma ono ne yere ono nso under Akufo-Addo ade etie ne se edwumakuo ya wontimi ka so obeye ni nyina no na nko ye wi a eja ode ma Buffer Stock na Buffer Stock nso eja omo nso a supply schools ne other things e just say at the end of the day no my Ghana no a yesi ye pese ekoso no na ye krabehwe na ye ho toye no na just o man ye de ekoso na tie enya sa na omo ye o omo de edin kwaje bosia adwumadie na yeso omo de di no omo amfendi omo de ye de omo pe Hanan nso no nso wo Buffer Stock wo so ono nso na oda ho na yeso wo hwe adwumakuo ni so yie na o man Ghana ye nya mfaso na sebio se ekoba ne se prices of goods and services who ye din a na nka Buffer Stock abam oti ase na nka eja enwema bo na eden atototo form na nka bi ebro ni ehu niema grains ni sa niema no yetimi anya bi wodwa so a ne bo na ye de ewo form enye sa enti hu se omo use the institutions to steal Ghana. That is why you remember here in the United Kingdom I said it clearly on radio and TV. Senanado Danko Akufo-Addo ebaye no NPP for a create self-billionaires at the expense of the public funds, at the expense of the taxpayer, at the expense of the Ghanaian. And people said, hey, it cannot happen. Akufo-Addo is a trustworthy leader. Akufo-Addo is a man who will not entertain nonsense. And I said, no. He is not going to entertain any nonsense because he himself is the nonsense man who is a thief. He himself is the number one thief. Nto nyamrempo emeden enka se obe fighting nonsense. Nado himself a nonsense corruption. No one has said the American no. Echire Martin Alamisi Amidu ebeka se Nado is a mother serpent of corruption. Al Jazeera and so Akufo-Addo a gold mafia. These were names are abundant so for the toe of my Ghana force. Now you understand why John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, who is now doing wonders, under Akufo-Addo, Ghana was a crime scene. Befa Adia, a alternative livelihood program, development program that would develop the youth, help the youth, and yet they were stealing from the youth. Interior Attorney General Kai. Abusia, almost 200 people. I'm not sure if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly do so and hit on the notification button. Let's grow together as a family.
Talk. IESO Agribusiness Consult A company specialized in investment advisory services, consultancy, and training and development was contracted by Exim Bank and assigned to Wontumi Farms Limited as a consultant to the project. The key function of IESO Agribusiness Consult was to provide technical assistance to Wontumi Farms Limited. On February 14, 2018, IBAN Capital Limited, a company that specializes in financial technology services, cash management services, distribution of custom banking, and payment software packages, was also contracted by Exim Bank and assigned to Wontumi Farms to provide a platform that will facilitate staff salary payments, customization, integration, POS, terminals, and biometric cards for the farm hands that were to be employed by Wontumi Farms Limited. Wontumi Farms Limited was to provide IBAN Capital Limited with a database of all workers, from which IBAN Capital Limited was to integrate the workers on a payment platform.
The Attorney General can say, e-bank, jumekuo bi a ye fa wo say Wontumi ne workers no ne staff no say obomodin a na represent the friend no database workers ni nyina omo identifications ni nyoma omo din omo address system se ne ye fa wadwuma wa abrochi atie no na omo incorporate into omo system ni se ne abosome so ne yetua omo ka ebeye wa no nebe ko obi a ho pepepe enso tie the Attorney General Ebeka.
Capital Limited would then receive funds directly from Exim Bank for onward disbursement to workers, to the workers' wallets as salaries and allowances. Ladies and
it is data or the database need ma e-bank no a just say e-bank sika no a call workers no omo wallet ma na say omo account mu direct enso tie e-bank any Wontumi maka cho say Wontumi no ono oye trained by Kufuor. Kufuor is a fraudster. Kufuor oye packaged fraudster. The only thing I onim no say obeki ka brofo tantan de kire mo na mugidi ye say wabene because in Ghana people equate brofo ka with say oye knowledge by language say ne obi ka Hausa say na me ka twi say me kan zaman we eno nche say wo kan obi krom ka say just say unim nyansa there be a language in which I communicate. Tis unim kan che say wabene unim de. But Ghana Kufuor mo be package wo mo ho ya tena brochire ya ko suku wa brochire ya ko Oxford ya ko Yale ya ko Stanford ya package ya ho enso amunteda ya lawyers ya Doctor Who's the titles gugu ya so and we back Ghana knowing say majority of the people so are doing what for munti and we use the vehicle NPP to siphon, to steal, to rob Ghana. They use you see, they use NPP as a vehicle. And they told you, we have an ideology, we have a tradition, the Dankwa, Dombo, Buzia tradition. And I'm asking you, Ghana ni information, access to information, and yet very easy at your fingertips. Bring me the research and tell me this Dankwa, Dombo, Buzia, the omu ye boa wa buying Ghana. The omu ye man ni patuntum edin ekon kai wa brabo. The omu ye ma Ghana ko and kai wa brabo. Tell the people. And those days, you can't credit people come and attack me. That's why my program, I don't get people to sponsor me. That's why my program, people don't support. Because me one lonely soldier here, I was telling you. That's why you see, anytime I'm here video, I refer you to NPP. The root of NPP was built on what? Fraud. Was built on what? On truth, deceit, lies. That is the genesis of the NPP party. The Dankwa no your kromfo, the Dombo no your kromfo, the Buzia no your kromfo, who package themselves and sold themselves to you. And you people bought into that. Say, oh, the academicians. Oma kwa brochre. Omo tibrofo. Into the ombe kebiani ya nokore. No way. These were thieves who packaged themselves. And in life, and in politics, and in everything, if you package yourself well, and even enyansaphobia. It's like just when you go to the shopping center. You see the way sometimes you unknowingly to you buy some items because of how I have packaged keke. And we say, I deal with the toy. That is NPP for you. Your toy and you say, now you're too late. No matter destroy. So called shopping center. Your packaging BB was shelves, no. What do you say? Okay, where the me feel? No, what we do feel say, where the minimum sankamanto. No one know, but what boka? Because this kind of toy, yeah. Some MPP, they package themselves, and we bought them. And when we free, you say, you know, you say, and it happened to us in 1966 when they were shouting and screaming. And Nkrumah is a dictator. Give us the leadership, and we will change the destiny of Ghana. When they did a coup to overthrow the great Nkrumah, we saw their governance. We saw it. We saw their governance. Nothing to write home about. In fact, they came to steal in the name of property owning democracy with big grammar. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the Attorney General.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wontumi Farms Limited failed to provide a database of farmers, of farm hands to IBAN Capital, as there were no farmers working on the land, no farm hands working on the land. According to witnesses,
IBAN kwayo more research ekoye nhwehwemu. The Attorney General kind one thing here, yemfa nkwa ekire ne tie.
As part of the pre-disbursement conditions of the loan, Wontumi Farms Limited was to do the following, among others: execute an equitable mortgage over the land earmarked for the project, submit a valuation report on the land to be used as collateral, execute a lease agreement over the equipment, provide a letter of undertaking from off-takers to make payments in the joint names of Ghana Exim Bank and Wontumi Farms Limited, and then finally submit copies of the contract with the National Buffer Stock Company, under which Wontumi Farms was to supply the food items to Buffer Stock. IESO Agribusiness Consult, a company specialized in investment advisory services, consultancy and training and development, was contracted by Exim Bank and assigned to Wontumi Farms Limited as a consultant to the project. The key function of IESO Agribusiness Consult was to provide technical assistance to Wontumi Farms Limited. On February 14th, 2018, IBAN Capital Limited, a company that specializes in financial technology services, cash management services, distribution of custom banking and payment software packages, was also contracted by Exim Bank and assigned to Wontumi Farms to provide a platform that will facilitate staff salary payments, customization, integration, POS, terminals, and biometric cards for the farm hands that were to be employed by Wontumi Farms Limited. Wontumi Farms Limited was to provide IBAN Capital Limited with a database of all workers, from which IBAN Capital Limited was to integrate the workers on a payment platform. IBAN Capital Limited would then receive funds directly from Exim Bank for onward disbursement to workers, to the workers' wallets as salaries and allowances. Ladies and gentlemen, Wontumi Farms Limited failed to provide a database of farmers, of farm hands to IBAN Capital, as there were no farmers working on the land, no farm hands working on the land.
IBAN for co-assassins, no farm workers. Just say, Oman ko to say ense bimpo ye adwuma wo. efuom.
According to witnesses, Chairman Wontumi, as CEO of Wontumi Farms Limited, insisted and put pressure on Iban Capital and Exim Bank to transfer the 400,000 meant for the workers to Wontumi Farms Limited on the basis that the youth who were involved in Galamsey were not used to complex electronic payment systems.
Wontumi ko force e-bank ene eye Exim Bank say mombo modiana muntu sika ne mame because youth na womo ye adwuma wo mefuom wo no womo kroma bon womo ni ma use computers ne sa ne yama no enti ebeye dene ha under Akufo-Addo the man they claim say he is a no-nonsense man, he will fight corruption. I told you, he himself was the mother serpent of corruption. And they paid him. What a nation. Under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the so-called academician political party. I've told you, they are armed robbers. They are thieves.
And wanted to be paid in cash. In order to execute the project, Wontumi Farms Limited had submitted a pro forma invoice to Exim Bank for the purchase of farm equipment, including tractors, combine harvesters, corn seeder machines, and Wellington boots. The invoice was submitted on December 15, 2017 as part of the loan application process. Subsequently, Exim Bank demanded proof that the equipment has been purchased. On March 18, 2018, Chairman Wontumi submitted a receipt from a company known as Kasama Enterprise for the purchase of the equipment in the sum of 4 million Ghana cedis. However, and this is where it gets interesting, the equipment purchase as shown on the receipt included bulldozers and excavators. Our investigations established that Chairman Wontumi had approached Kasama Enterprise, an industrial equipment dealer, and obtained an invoice with a promise to return to purchase the said equipment. He never went back to purchase the equipment. Instead, and this is where the criminal enterprise began, he forged the invoice he obtained from Kasama Enterprise by removing the word invoice and replacing it with receipt. This forgery.
The Attorney General can say, Wontumi, America so one far adansi di echere se wakototo eye farm equipment any machines no. The oye any say oko company be a ton sa ne man. Ano okoka kire company say me pese me to we me pese me to we me pese me to we me pese me to we. Inti moma me eye pro forma invoice. Inti ye di invoice ne man no. Sa ade kudiem ade a waba so pese ototo nyina no. List ni ye kabomu a ne buo ni sei a ekọ eye over 4 million Ghana cedis. Inti ye man invoice pro forma invoice aye Kasama company eye equipment dealer omotonton machines boots ne sa no man. Wontimi gye ye pe ano de eye pro forma invoice no a Kasama for the man no mo twen so ba beto sa anoma no e wo mo shop wo no omo hwe anim se Wontimi ba beto machine sa machine yoma no ani to ba hwe so ma ne invoice no omo twen a Wontimi amba onim de Wontimi ye ofankofo no invoice no de man no ano paper invoice no edit invoice ni free wo ano the receipt e share ho as if se wakoto nioma no e wo Kasama ho ani ama ni receipt ha Charlie, this Prempeh college boy who cannot even speak English and to me for me one a good sentence in po I'm about Ghana chrono. With all respect to my good people who attended Prempeh College. Hey! Hey! Wako company was a company me beto ade we. Ya money invoice. Or dik a year invoice ni be fie. And or pair one more ye graphic designers. And or edit pro forma invoice no. And or did a year receipt a share ho. As if say what talk ade no etua eka. Into odi ko jisika no. Every Exim Bank. Any e-bank for. Nanado Dankwa trained boys. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumian call phone. This is the NPP people. Even their darling man, Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado. Ana Ghana for the do one mujidi. Thinking say, or wakuma pani adwimpa, no knowing say. And no more tiemu eradi. And ebe kosra hime. And no more adwinipa. And your mom do manoka, we love Ghana, nyina. And we mean well for the mother, our mother Ghana. Do na ya for. And a typical example is what we are witnessing today. Many would do in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, I get shocked. I get upset whenever I hear NPP saying they want to come back to power in 2028. Am I dreaming? Maybe somebody should pour water on me so that I could wake up from my sleep. Or it's not a dream. Tell me, our comment section. Maybe it's not a dream. NPP wants to come back to power after all this stealing from us, forging documents, defrauding us, causing financial loss to the state, making the youth more poor, deliberately impoverishing the Ghanaian youth. Hey. And they say we should bring Bawumia. Listen.
And replacing it with receipt. This forged receipt was then submitted to Exim Bank as proof that he had purchased the equipment after the disbursement of the loan facility. The owner of Kasama Enterprise confirmed to investigators of the Economic and Organized Crime Office that the only document he issued to Wontumi Farms Limited through Chairman Wontumi was a pro forma invoice and not a receipt. He stated that after he issued the invoice, he never heard from Chairman Wontumi again, despite repeated follow-up calls. The forged receipt submitted.
Emra Kasama di pro forma invoice ni mano. Chairman Okronfo Wontumi. Eko editi pro forma invoice. Eno di receipt share. Ono di koma Exim Bank for. So wakotonu yo man. Ena Kasama for so. Ensu share nimu. Because in your market, I can see with the hey, Uber toss at least, yes, you man, because you have found your master. Almost started so more free wound to me. And you Azan wound to me. 419 wound to me. Never answered their call. Hey! Or Cromford. Wound to me thinks he is smart. I met Wontumi here in London and we're having a conversation. And I shook my head. The guy think he's so smart. Oh, me pass here. Oh, Charlie. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, Charlie. 1 minute. Hey, Charlie. Then then he like, look, we are paying. Behave as such. We are paying. You need to have a good character. And you may be at the age of 18, 19, 20, who do from who part from 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, son, your money in crass. You must be honest and truthful. Yes. Oh, yes, you can lie your way from 16 to 25. But if you walk on, you have to be a man or a woman of good character. Your words, your actions, your deeds must always be in tandem. You must have principle. And I was watching this guy. I said, look at this guy. Because of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I still have some videos here. I cannot share those videos. All they think is about stealing Ghana. But Ghana chrono. And they think they are smart. Anybody who steals from his own people, to steal from the poor people, to buy cars, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Range Rovers, and your people will struggle to drink clean water, you are the biggest fool. Oh yes. You don't steal from the poor people to look rich, and the poor people will be suffering, and they will come to you, and then they have to be calling you chairman. You, whether you're chairman, you're chairman. Such a bush lifestyle, and that is what they want. They want to steal and look big in front of the poor people. What sense is sense benu? Nyansa benu? Huh? There is no way you see Akwesi Bruni stealing from his people and then will travel all the way to Ghana and come and give it to us. Huh? Let's listen to Attorney General. It's long, but then we'll cut it short.
Follow-up calls. The forged receipt submitted to Exim Bank suggested that Kasama Enterprise acknowledged receipt of the sum of 4 million Ghana cedis for the purchase of earth-moving machines and farming equipment. The so-called receipt had on it, and ladies and gentlemen of the press, this is what gave him away, 50 days to supply and 1 year guarantee and service. Now, I hope you understand what this means. That when you receive a pro forma invoice, okay, pro forma means that you've taken it with the intention of purchasing. And so they will give you a timeline, okay, within which the supplier will supply you the equipment. Yeah. And then also if there are any guarantee, services or guarantee terms, they will be indicated on the pro forma invoice. But Chairman Wontumi, as I said, took out invoice and replaced it with receipt to, deceive Exim Bank that he had actually purchased the equipment. Investigations established that Chairman Wontumi did not purchase any equipment and as such could not register any equipment in the joint names of Exim Bank and Wontumi Farms Limited as per the loan conditions, even though funds were disbursed to him to that effect. That all the equipment...
It will be an investigation, we will say, a 419 why a defraud one, a pro forma invoice. Machines non to machines be only machines be. But Exim Bank in your 2 years canary.
He claimed he purchased could not be traced. Investigations established that though Chairman Wontumi submitted the forged receipt to Exim Bank, he stated during interrogation that he purchased second-hand brand new, whatever that means, second-hand brand new equipment, and that the receipts of all the purchases, including the documents on the equipment, were all sent to Exim Bank. However, Exim Bank has confirmed that neither Chairman Wontumi nor Wontumi Farms Limited submitted any documents covering the purchase of the required equipment except the forged receipts.
Exim Bank edi adanse say Chema Wontumi amfa nkrata bi a kire se wato saa nneoma no. Apart from saa forge pro forma invoice now or edit pro forma invoice now or the receipt ko share ho no. A wo de kwaji sika no. Exim Bank for kire se Chema Wontumi eno pene nkrata a wo de buy. Nkrata bi eno.
Our investigators went to the ground. They realized that there were some obsolete, decrepit machines on the side, tractors dating back that were manufactured in the 1970s, and that were not functioning, were the ones that had been placed on the farm. So this was definitely a grand scheme.
The Attorney General so no so e ma ne kofo ko mo ko efuom wo no. Omo say tractor na e wo no de 19 kojo ho tractor so. The atitia pansam na titititi wo. Enya ade kura ye adwuma wo. Bia hwe nkoso. But Wontumi che so no obo oto second hand brand new. Na Attorney General say sa second hand brand new na se kire ni say. It's sad though. It's sad. Governance upon the DD I tell people that politics is not a game. You see, that is why when I hear people say politics, there's a game. I say, no, politics is not a game. It's only a fool who thinks politics is a game. It is only a fool, read my lips, who thinks politics is a game. No, politics simply means amanyosem in our local dialect. In a can or tree kasem, politics means wasem. Let's talk about our nation and see how best we can face our nation. And nation building is not a joke. It's not a game. Because any decision you take will make or break a nation. For example, when another and a year canoforiata, a year banking cleanup exercise, it cost people's life. People lost their lives. Families lost their relatives. Business were collapsed. People became school dropouts. People lost their fathers. So politics is not a game. If you want a game, go and do a friend is saying, bet. That is a game. You win some, you lose some. Go somewhere, go to a casino. But when it comes to politics, it's not a game. It's business. Real life and death business. Life and death business, and yeah, a good day. Near the Wontumi. Can you imagine? One person was saying sassy, one person was saying you, one person was defrauding, one person was Jessica so a road contractor. I quite one ye. Western region or Western or thereabout. By now, Wontumi should be put in life imprisonment. I'm telling you. And I say life imprisonment because and a young nipa or Ghana, some rana a kum nipa ni chem. Wontumi should be put in prison for life. Because decisions now taking cost people's lives.
Scheme designed to defraud Exim Bank. It is clear from our investigation that Chairman Wontumi and his company, Wontumi Farms Limited, made fraudulent misrepresentations to Exim Bank with a view to obtaining the loan facility, and in fact did obtain the loan facility. The equipment they represented were to be purchased were never procured. The farming enterprise never materialized, and so no young persons were employed in Asade Nkwanta in the Ashanti region. But more importantly,
Ejuma yebeya yebeboa mebru ne mbabawa no. Ejuma no a yakwaji hu sika. Ejuma no a yanye. The youth will be crying. Jobs. What sense does it make? Wo de enka bia adwuma no. Na se nipa no 1,000 na abefa omo a, wo de enka fa 800 impo. Now the 200 na nka abefa aka ho no. Wo de fa boy en ho kro no mpo. Kalis enumpo ye better. Even though no crime support no, enka numpo ye better. You see why sometimes I get passionate and some words comes out of my mouth, or somebody who thinks, oh, you don't respect. No, I respect. But ask yourself, such behavior coming from a whole NPP regional chairman, how many jobs was created even in Ashanti region? How many? How many youth were they are more employed? And today they are shouting, so youth unemployment is going is rising. For 8 years, tell us the number of youth that you employed. Tell us. Mubato saying, Nadia na muye fa uma youth unemployment rate no ethical form. Muye dem fa. I told you about a case where Nanado Danko Ekufuado Ekoji sika wo European Bank wo. Ye de man say onfa meboa na mebru ne mabawa na omo fa desert so e de ba Europe no. At least no eto beba form. Omo ji sika no omo di ye. Somewhere in 2020, omo ji sika no omo di ye. Charlie, this you see, the more I hear Kufuado's name, na me hwese o till fear free. Now yem fanen court. No uncle da prison no. Me dwene ho amentiase. French for Sarkozy or them and I know so no them no. Yeah. What is so special about Kufuado? A man who stood on national TV and told us that there was not going to be any debt domestic exchange program. There's not going to be any haircut. Turn around. And implement here. And man costing people's lives. Why is he still sitting at home? And people go to him and go and say, oh, hello, how are you? As if he said, oh, your bush movie. Kufuado should be in someone prison. What is the difference between a Kufuado and a Tai? Huh? Banking cleanup exercise. Look at many people who lost their lives. We are not going to IMF. This man took us to IMF. But Umia told us, as for him, he was just a mate. So which means that Kufuado was the one driving us. To say in some way, Kufuado should be called and answer questions. Just like the way Kufuor came and realized, said, we need a reconciliation. And then he opened a reconciliation council. And then people had to go there, talked about Rawlings' regime. Rawlings was called. Some came and said he was a murderer. Why is Kufuor staying at home? Let's form something, anti-corruption council. Let him come and answer questions. Over here in the UK, COVID-19, and one sense, the prime minister had to go and face. And yet the team, Boris Johnson had to go. What is special about Kufuor? What is wrong? As a nation, we should hold people to account. Kufuado's cousin has left the shores. Otilo vanished. Gone to United States of America, hiding somewhere. And NPP is telling him not to come back to face accountability. What are we waiting for? If we cannot get Ken Ofori-Atta, Nanado is there. What prevents us? He is the one who hired Ken Ofori-Atta. We gave him the powers to hire. He hired Ken Ofori-Atta. So if we are looking for Ken Ofori-Atta and we cannot find him, let's call the president. Yes, to answer questions. Let's listen to the man.
The company and its director and CEO forged a receipt in order to deceive Exim Bank that they were in compliance with the loan conditions. These are not mere breaches of a contract, but constitute acts of criminality by no means a person than the regional chairman of the then ruling party. In the circumstances and the face of the evidence we have gathered in this investigation, thoroughly conducted by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, we have made the decision to prosecute Wontumi Farms and its directors with defrauding by false pretenses, forgery, and causing financial loss to the state in the sum of 24,255,735 Ghana cedis. This figure represents the principal sum plus the interest that has accrued so far. And ladies and gentlemen, by the time we file charges, which will be definitely after the Christmas break when we resume work, it might be that this figure would have increased because the interest on the principal keeps compounding. And so we will get the exact figure of the amount that is involved in this, criminal enterprise from the Exim Bank before we file charges in court. Ladies and gentlemen, in the case involving Mr. Percival Akpaloo of the Liberal Party.
So this is a friend is saying, Chairman Wontumi's own. And on Chairman Wontumi's case, all that I'm asking is that the Attorney General, please, let us not delay time. Let's quickly prosecute the person. Take him to court. I understand that he's already in court. Prosecution should be very, very, very quick. Very, very fast. Very, very quick and very, very fast. And I think the likes of Dr. Bawumia's and a friend is saying, because I understand Bawumia, I understand that Yoko invited Bawumia at some point. As for this guy, Napo, as for him, he's been visiting Yoko. What I say? Often he's been going to Yoko. And I've seen him going everywhere Otumfuo goes, Napo is there. And then it's giving me a signal. It's Napo trying to use his uncle to beg for the damage that he has caused the nation Ghana. Adoye Jantwana or Pachawana. Or the chopper fa Otumfuo Swana. Emanede to Jomama anyone. What is going on? Is it that it's a country where, as for some people, they can do whatever they like against the nation and they will go scot-free? Hey, if me I become president, I swear I'll lie. I'll bring firing squad back. And if the soldiers are not ready to shoot, I will shoot. If I go to meet my maker, I will account that these people that I shot them. I shot them because they stole monies meant to build roads. They stole monies meant to build hospitals. They stole monies meant to create job for the youth so that the youth will not go and then think of going through Libya, through these dangerous, a friend is saying, deadly voyage. Embark on deadly voyage just to get to America. Just to be on a small boat and sail through this bad weather, winter time, winter season. Or just to get to Mempendusa, just to get to Italy, just to get to a friend is in Spain, Portugal. No. So, Mr. President, I am Mr. God Almighty. I shot them. I shot the sheriffs. I shot these crooks. And if you give me a chance again, I will shoot them here. I'm telling you. Because when you are a leader, you have to show leadership. You don't need to show timidity and fear. No. That's why we gave you the sword, the staff. We said, hold it and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the enemies who are corrupt, the thieves. Deliver us from the hands of Wontumis, who came to destroy, who came to steal, who came to collapse the nation Ghana, who came to bring us shame. Or don't you know that Ghana is competing with the likes of India, Germany, China? When they meet, what is the message that they share among themselves about us? They tell themselves that Ghana is a corrupt nation. Our leaders are thieves. Our leaders are wicked. They steal from the poor people and they come and invest it in Europe. We are competing with these countries. And if we will show timidity, if we will show that because of friendship, Otumfuo is my friend. Oh, as for NPP people, they are a current political party. They speak Chi. So if they steal us, we should leave them. If the gun boy steals, we should arrest them. We are favoring some tribes over some tribes. No way. It will never happen under my watch. And it's not a joke. Somebody says, oh, if you are a president, you are also going to do the same. Then you don't know who I am. Let me tell you. I come from the great Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's family. Yes, if you don't know. I am from Elembele. The same royal home that Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah comes from. That's where I come from. We don't tolerate nonsense. We fight for the nation to have a good name and compete. We fight for the black man to have a self-respect. Look at the way our brothers and sisters are always packed at embassies just to get visa and leave the shores of our country. And we have a man, we gave you almost 19 million Ghana cedis. Create jobs for your own fellow people. You said, I've used the money to buy Ferrari, Lamborghini. To drive on which road? On these feeder roads, these potholes, this dusty road. Where is your brains? Where is your thinking capacity to reason that let me create a life that is befitting for my people? My people need clean water to drink. How much is clean water? And I see politicians and they take joy to always giving people borehole water. And in this age, 2025, the best form of water is to give the people borehole water. And anytime when I see them giving borehole and they are clapping their hands, I say, look at these fools calling themselves leaders. This is stupidity. In 2025, instead of thinking about how you can connect taps into everybody's home, you are thinking of borehole water. Is that how when you travel to USA, you see borehole water everywhere? People live in the comfort of their homes. Go to the kitchen, turn on the tap, water is flowing. Go to the bathroom, turn on the tap, shower, there is water. Can't you guys reason that we can build a community where each and every home will be supplied water? Why should we give borehole? Is that what we deserve? Sometimes I ask, is it that these people who go to parliament, these people who become president, is it that they don't know, that's the question I keep asking myself. Don't you know history? Who told you life is not a race? If life is not a race, we will not say human race. Life is indeed a race. We are racing against other countries. We want to be greater and prosperous. Is that the greatness that we can give our people? That since 19 Kojohoho, even Kwame Nkrumah did not build boreholes. He was giving us township and connecting taps to the homes of people. Even in Nkrumah in the 50s. And then we give power to fools like the Wontumi and co. Just go into farming, employ the youth. That one too is a problem. That one too, we have to steal the poor people. What kind of evil is this? This is pure evil. You are not different from Lucifer. In fact, you are not different from the witches and the wizards. And these are the same people who will sit somewhere and say, the white man is a wise man. As for the white man, if you give him, he will not steal. But the same person that we gave you, you are stealing from us. You understand the reason why I said, if you give me the chance to become a president of the Republic of Ghana, such people, I will me myself, I will take the gun before the cock will crow. All of them will not see daylight. I'm telling you, it's not a joke. Do you think that the Romans, when they were building their country, entertained such foolishness? Do you think that when England was building England, entertained such people? Go and read the archives. People's hands were chopped off. Oh yes, right here in United Kingdom, at Trafalgar Square, people got their hands chopped off because of corruption. MPs and ministers, because of corruption. Go to the street that they call Oxford Street in London and ask them the story about Oxford Street. Oxford Street. That is where we got the term kick the bucket. Kick the bucket. That was the place where they used to hang people, corrupt officials. That was the streets that they used to hang people, kill people for corruption. And for us, we entertain corrupt people. Wontumi will come to court and Wontumi will be doing and looking into the sky. As if it's a comfort. By now, Wontumi should be at spending night and day in a remand center, smelling people's urine. I'm telling you. Not to even get the chance to come and do kissing who? After causing us pain. You don't understand, eh? Don't you understand that your daughters are competing with the daughters of England people, the English people? Or don't you know that your daughters are competing with the sons and the daughters of Japan, France, Germany, America? Yes, they are. We must give a befitting life to our people. We must create an enabling environment where they will be proud to call themselves Ghanaians, where they will be proud to the extent that when they take Ghana passport, they will not trade it for any other passport. Do you know why people go and they beg and they are eager to lie to become British citizen? Not just because of how handsome the white man looks, it's because they know that they will be secure jobs. They will have a place to lay their head. They will have food to eat. They will have clean water to drink. They will have water to bath. That is the reason why. That people even go to the extent to even lie when they are married. Even lie when they have wives. It's not because of anything. It's because they can have job. The Ghanaian man is not lazy. The Ghanaian child who will walk all the way to Libya, you think he is lazy? Who told you that? Somebody who will risk his life and be on a boat and doesn't know where the ferry is going and say, take me to Europe. Oh, how I long to see Europe. Take me. And we'll be praying to the gods of our land and saying, the gods of Ghana, because our forefathers could not build us life, take me to that land called Spain, where when I reach there, even though I have no father or mother there, I am rest assured that I'll have a befitting life. Do you think that Ghanaian child, if given the opportunity, will not make the best out of it? But people like Wontumi from NPP, people like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, these people who in 1957, Nana Addo came to UK to seek for political asylum. Oh yes. Renounced his real name and took over J.B. Dankwa's name. These people, you want to give them a chance in 2028? La adilala. You don't know yourselves. They are the fifth column of our nation. Yes, they are our brothers, but they are the brothers who are the enemies within us. As for them, their target is to destroy Ghana. Run with our money. Bring it to you. Their masters, so-called white supremacists, kiss the feet of them and say, oh, my Lord, I have stolen the monies of my people. Here you are. Take it and make me a slave. Take it and give me a title. Knight me as a British Empire. Knight me and call me sir. That is what I want. I have stolen from my people. I betrayed my people. I betrayed my motherland just to get a title. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to what the Attorney General, Dr. Akuritinga, said about this Akpaloo, who also wanted to be president of the Republic of Ghana. Can you imagine? Akpaloo, your president, pardon me. Listen to what the Attorney General said about this Akpaloo guy. Hey! Under Akufo-Addo, it was a crime scene.
That is a company owned by the said Kofi Akpaloo. Following the STR, the then ruling party. In the circumstances and the face of the evidence we have gathered in this investigation, thoroughly conducted by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, we have made the decision to prosecute Wontumi Farms and its directors with defrauding by false pretenses, forgery, and causing financial loss to the state in the sum of 24,255,735 Ghana cedis. This figure represents the principal sum plus the interest that has accrued so far. And ladies and gentlemen, by the time we file charges, which will be definitely after the Christmas break when we resume work, it might be that this figure would have increased because the interest on the principal keeps compounding. And so we'll get the exact figure of the amount that is involved in this, criminal enterprise from the Exim Bank before we file charges in court. Ladies and gentlemen, in the case involving Mr. Percival Akpaloo of the Liberal Party of Ghana, the Financial Intelligence Center flagged and filed a suspicious transaction report with First Bank Ghana Limited regarding transactions on an account belonging to Poma Universal Ghana Limited. That is a company owned by the said Kofi Akpaloo. Following the STR, that is a suspicious transaction report by the FIC, the Economic and Organized Crime began an investigation into the matter. The investigations revealed that Poma Universal Ghana Limited, a business entity owned entirely by a lady called Ekua Poma, was the legitimate contractor that was awarded a feeder roads contract by Cocoa Board. The contract...
So Cocoa Board gave a contract to Poma, P-O-M-A-A, to construct feeder roads. Now, Akpaloo went to register the same company, but his spelling of Poma was P-O-M-A-A and added H to it and collected checks from Cocoa Board. Ladies and gentlemen, let me read some of your messages quickly, and then I'll come back and we'll continue the Akpaloo story. This is coming from Francis Ninja. He said, Dr. Ren, Akpaloo's wife, Delvin, is an Irish citizen, and she can run away at the moment. At the moment, she is in Ghana due to having a restaurant in Kumasi. Tell Attorney General to arrest her immediately before it becomes another Ken Oforiate's matter. This one is coming from Sam Akotia. He said, Doctor, initially I was doubting Thomas about what you were revealing. I know, and thanks for your being honest. Saidu Ibrahim, they need to be jailed. About 20 years. Enoch said, well said. Frankie said, they are really the biggest fool. They have become a cursed thing. They have become a cursed thing. Pierre Kumar said, oh. Mike Waters, he said, some tribes are above other tribes. It should not be so. If it shouldn't be, because we are all Ghanaians. No tribe should be above the other. Yes, it doesn't matter the numbers. Why can't the Attorney General summon Akufo-Addo to face justice? Is he above the law? Ladies and gentlemen, Akufo-Addo has only 2 more years. He has only 2 more years. After 2 years, nobody can take him to court. The indemnity clause will protect him. Oh, yes. Akosia said, thanks so much, Dr. Ren. Thank you too for watching. Please, if you have not subscribed my YouTube channel, kindly do so. And also hit on the notification button. Let's build a family together. The Ghana family, as you know. Boakun said, do you have any political ambition? For now, let me put pressure on our people. Because in Ghana's politics, you need the finances. You know, not plenty, but you first of all need the finances. At the moment, let me be honest to you. I don't have that capacity. Unless maybe you want to support me. And if you want to support me, I said yesterday that please don't hesitate. Kindly just contact me directly, because I want to bring a program that I've entitled The Solution. And this program is just to talk about solutions, looking at the problems that our nation faces, and then we profess a solution to it. So I'll be bringing on board people who have the ideas, who have the knowledge to share, so that the youth and the young ones can also take up, some of the advice, so that we can all build our nation together. Remember, we are all involved in building Ghana. So my number is +44 78 77 28 76 10. Just WhatsApp me and let's have a conversation. If you want to support, why not? Fuller Product, he said, hi, Dr. Renth. Hi, Christ the King. Thanks you for exposing them. Ken says they had a meeting with the progeny to come and destroy Ghana. Oh, yes. These are the people. These are the people. These be they. And we have to always be alert. Christiana is a Ghana for. Now, let's listen to Attorney General on what he has for us about this Akpaloo guy.
A contractor that was awarded a feeder roads contract by Cocoa Board. The contract, which was valued at 29.5 million Ghana cedis, was awarded in December 2020. Although the project commenced and an initial amount was properly deposited into Poma Universal Ghana Limited, subsequent payments raised serious concerns regarding misrepresentation, forgery, and unauthorized handling of the checks. Our investigations revealed that Akpaloo secretly incorporated another company, separate and distinct from Poma Universal Ghana Limited, also known as Poma Universal Ghana Limited, but deliberately added H to the Poma. So Poma is P-O-M-A-A, all right, Ghana Limited, which is a company which is owned by Ekua Poma. What the company that he incorporated added H to the Poma, so it became, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the same Poma, Poma Ghana Limited, Universal Ghana Limited. But the difference was just the H at the end of Poma.
So you see, Akpaloo, a woman named Ekuya Poma, has a road construction company. And this woman was given a contract to construct feeder roads. Akua Poma, Akua is K-A-K-U-A. Poma is P-O-M-A-A. He started constructing this road. And per what Attorney General Ekan, Yetua ne kanibi. Yetua ne kanibi. Anna Akpaloo fa echire, and Okobi the same company. But this time, instead of the P-O-M-A-A, no, or the H account, we all know say H in a year a very silent. And even though we take Poma, but only H, no, because H near silent. And why do you say the same Poma? But guess what? This is what happened. Yintie what Attorney General Kai.
So after having done this, between December 2022 and June 2024, Akpaloo collected 8 checks issued by Cocoa Board in the name of Poma Universal Ghana Limited. That is the original and authentic Poma, totaling 3.1 million. That is 3,169,432 Ghana cedis and 22 pesos, and deposited them into the account of his own company, that is also Poma Ghana Limited with an H at First Bank Ghana Limited.
Into the Akpaloo ya say, Sika esen ketuama aye Akua Poma no ade din H nka no. De Poma no H nka no. Ono Akpaloo no fa chire. Ekoje checks no ewo eye ono ni die ni din mu a H ne ka ho eno kotua egu ono ne bank account.
Again, our investigations confirmed that Akua Poma was unaware of both the existence of the Poma Ghana Limited, that is the second company, and the diversion of the funds until Cocoa Board contacted her in June 2024 regarding outstanding balances on the contract. She
Into onu Akua Poma ne de onu onim se BBC ekura ekso until Cocoa Board 2024 mo contacted. And say Akpaloo de ma many din ajiji checks ajisikasa. Monkey they work, baboon they chop. Monkey they work, baboon they chop. Akua Poma without H, ye jumano. Na Poma with H, Akpaloo jisikano. What a shock. Monkey they work, baboon they chop. And that's why I keep telling you, these are trained Nanado Baumia boys, Wontumi and Akpaloo. Frosters, crooks, thieves.
Subsequently discovered that Akpaloo had collected and misdirected the payments without her consent. Akua Poma also alleged that Akpaloo forged her signature on the Cocoa Board contract using her former name, Mercy Owusu, to secure the agreement without her authorization. First Bank.
Akua ebedi adanse say Akpaloo forging the signature and odiaisa and sembonia mabobo swingina.
Ghana Limited conducted an internal investigations and corroborated the fraud allegations that we have made, concluding that Akpaloo knowingly misrepresented ownership of the checks and deposited them into the wrong account.
The First Bank so because Akpaloo misrepresent ownership. Yes, and you no, but why no say you no and a company ni any dia. Ownership of Akua Poma or no any dia. Into one misrepresent ni who. They said your company ni any. Ni na call under Akufo-Addo. You now understand why John Mahama said it was a crime scene under Akufo-Addo. You now understand the reason why Martin Amiduka said Akufo-Addo was a mother serpent of corruption. Because he came on Mujiji and Akufo-Addo bejine 10% to him. Oh, yes, of course. You now understand the reason why Al Jazeera story said Akufo-Addo said, what, a gold mafia. NTA.
Acknowledge operational failures in detecting the discrepancies between the check payee names and the account numbers. The suspects who have been investigated are Percival Kofi Akpaloo, Poma Ghana Limited, the Poma with the H, and Delvin Akpaloo, his wife. that is the spouse of
Anna Francis Ninja aka or send a year no we be a restaurant be Kumasi. Into Francis, Michelle wa family number no and send me more details. Let me forward it quickly to the authorities na indi ho adwuma. Thank you so much.
Kofi Akpaloo. It's fast becoming fashionable to commit crimes with spouses these days. The evidence shows that
the attorney general can say akwa say kufu adum de ne ye abeye fashion just say omo ne omo yiri na ebo kro no o hwe a friend is saying Hanan Buffer stock say one ne yiri ofa friend is saying Akpaloo a one ne yiri ofa the scholarship secretariat side we ya friend is saying these guys here mo NPP mu bebre no a wo mo ne omo yiri ofa gift or warisi or the only kunu into your yere a kunu otiase aha ena attorney general ka ho asem.
they engage in various criminal offenses including stealing, forgery and money laundering, and they will be charged by my office again, as I said, upon resumption of work after the
attorney general said omo count in their doors stealing, money laundering and a forgery. 2026 God willing ya wa hodini atinkwemu a ebeden pa ma minchia menua nyamike Rasta man greetings.
the Christmas holidays. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the media, further to the update that I provided during my press conference to announce the conclusion of investigations into the buffer stock scandal, my office continues to work with other institutions of state to bring charges in relation to the oral investigation reports submitted by the National Intelligence Bureau. As you would have known by now, pursuant to discussions with the Auditor General, the sums of money involved in the National Service scandal have been disallowed by the Auditor General, and these sums have been surcharged on the public officers who superintended the looting of state resources at the NSA.
God willing, after a year, Bruno, all these charges are already more court dada. A bayan tentem. So far, a year, Mustafa Hamid, National FNSA Service, a year gift or Warini Kunu, Hanan, and in a year, Kofi Akpaloo, and in a year, you were Wontumi, and so Eddie. And there were a year Cabinet Dubois. Remember, Cabinet Dubois, no, and yet a Dubois of NPP 1992 Nebao. Into one also the no ever our court ADSM. You heard him say accountability by your dreamer. You heard him say a prosecution, no, a court the almost semeban tentem never be na yen saka yesi kanibi. Na one more see a chum near a day. Yabo mu kwadu no nso yabo mu kwadu no makwa akode fiase ne asai age esika me ne wo ka sei de enkra be kamensa ewo eye attorney general wo kire se enimonim ye no say one person in the National Service scandal offered to pay 22 million Ghana cedis out of the 38 million through a plea bargaining, and I rejected the offer. Intimate attorney general sa one person he should let Ghanaians know who that one person is, because we don't want any katasumwemwasu in this case. That one person, no, or 22 million Ghana attorney general say one year. To me, the encaissant kwajisa 22 no. Wajiwi enswa esi esade ni pakoni tum. Yes, I train so. Say life imprisonment jedwe mwa near the amawo. Samuel or say Amagana. Ima Asarasi. Greetings, Dr. Ren. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. This is where time will permit me. We've done over 1.5 hours. Yemfensi ase nyame adom will come your way as and when we get the opportunity and the time. Nyame enshira Ghana. God bless our homeland Ghana, make our nation great and strong. Hey, let me not forget Honorable Emmanuel Amakufibua Obo Ejuma pa. If you remember, ministry side ministers omoba na baby ana pressure wapa. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. And the finance ministry, we all will attest to it. And they galam saying seminal or mobile no de na na term no ente say de ehuni. But I think say there's more room for improvement, and I believe say minister no onam so a wo ye me hunu ne say eye 9 months for any my training recruiting new squad every day Zilimbo the armed forces friends barracks training center ye bompa say enkwa nkopem next year there we will have good news with our rivers, reclamation of the lands, and so much as say amoye bi will be wo Ashanti region be wo western region so ye hwe ni mu say galamsey no so beba form na wo mo di ye wo no ya chi wo mu nyina na sika no mu nyae no so ya hwe na de bibia esiesie o my Ghana. Joseph was said that yes, AG should have a year collected the money on no so ni me ya adwene sen ko gisika no na ye boni pa kroni di na de aka no so de kan ko 22 out of 38 and 22 na doso esen ko gi need to me ekoyin because we need money to pay workers and other things. We need money for project roads, hospitals. We need money to do many things. Attorney General, mo boy juma, mo na fire na kakra. That is how I am. You only say juma na kwachimwa e fire because him videos. Yes, I'm informed. Say Attorney General ohwe, and on wangas waka say he's very active on social media and so. And I'm doing media and see. Mama now I say if you've not subscribed, please kindly do so and let's build a family together. God bless you all. Take care. Merry Christmas.